We're back. Um, if you haven't discovered the second half, um, yes, our Joe has really come unglued, and Reese, though he is a legitimate person and successful author and all this jazz, he really didn't really become ever friendly with Joe's character. So Joe, through his own research, and basically up until this point, he has only used, as I like to call it, his love interests and possible companions, but never somebody of the same sex and somebody that he related to. Like he was reading like all his autobiography, Reese's background, he from rags to riches. I believe what happened was that he grew up poor and then found out that his mom had an affair with the Duke, and propelled him to success, but not because he was dumb, though he was a very well read person. So it just kind of propelled more of his success. But he wasn't super chummy with Reese, and up until this point, Joe had been having full length conversations with what we assumed was Reese. But then we realized that it was just like his split personality, and Joe was now, blacking out while he was committing these heinous acts. Um, Malcolm and keeping Marianne in a cage, in his glass box. Um, how he starts to try to make sense of what is happening, also realizing that after he successfully had made Marianne, liberated her from her fortunate relationship from season 3 so that she could be with her daughter, basically did the same thing as her ex and kept her away from her daughter. But thankfully, yeah, she was able to hatch a plan with that very smart, precocious student, and were able to kind of almost fake her death. Um, she kept insisting, I need to call my daughter. I could lose her. I could lose custody. I have a friend that's taking care of her, but she knows my background, that, my history with drug abuse and whatnot. So somehow they were able to kind of orchestrate it to make it seem as though Joe was texting the friend that was taking care of the daughter and making it seem like she had lost, and she had lost custody of the child, and now she needs to do great acting of losing all will to live, almost to the point of harming herself. And I'll leave that up to you viewers to watch how she hatches that plan. But he believes it, hook, line, and sinker, and leaves her, I believe. I don't know if she maybe had left some note that if something were to happen to her, just leave her somewhere where they can find her. And he does, he obliges, and then we find out that no, that she hadn't passed. I mean, she was close to it, but I think her name is Nadia. Nadia had like one of those like adrenaline shots to pump her heart again. And she's one of the lucky few that has been able to escape Joe's grasp. When he realizes that he killed the actual Reese and had been talking to himself this entire time, even to the point where it seemed like he was actually trying to kill himself, it was like, ooh. But in the midst of all this, believe it or not, he develops a very strong bond to Kate. They have sexy romps, minus all of the gratuity that we have seen in other seasons, which was kind of like a little bit of a letdown, I'm not gonna lie. That's why we watch. I'm sorry, we do want a little bit of sexy romps. Honey, that's why you are who you are. But anyway, heaven knows his reasoning. I mean, I think he's married and has children. Perhaps just doesn't want to focus all of his career and this character around involving sex. So we got a little sideswipe this season, y'all. Sorry to say, but nonetheless, we see a softer side to Kate, and perhaps how domineering her father had been throughout most of her life. But somehow she is able to have access to a lot of power. He was like, "Why are you doing all these like random little events and whatever? You could have a whole building and I'll gift wrap that for you. You know, you could be working out of any exciting city. I'll orchestrate that." And and that is accomplished. She is able to move to New York. But before they do, before she makes the leap, we find out that yeah, Joe was losing it, but then stumbles upon the fact that he finds out that what Nadia was up to, how she was always rummaging through his apartment, getting clues, almost to the point where they were gonna take him to authority. But he somehow, when, you know, again, we're not privy to as the spectators, we see that he had been taking little bits and pieces and kind of literally placing the blame, so that she's the one that takes the fall for what had happened. And he's so intimidating at this point that Nadia nearly like is frozen when she is caught by him, and when the authorities are called and she has to take the blame, take the fall for all of that. She never confesses. Like, she's that frozen scared of what he's likely to do if she were to confess the truth. And to the point where Joe kills her boyfriend. So then they make the leap as a partnership, Joe and now Kate. And seems like they're, again, living very well, getting away with bloody murder. So how it essentially starts as like a non-for-profit, but then it leads to success and more exhibitions and more of a lush life. And from what we gather already in the rumor mill, they got a green light for season 5. I believe this is going to be the last season, at least for Penn. I don't know if they will continue the whole U series with perhaps another serial killer, but up until this point, I mean, it's been a wild ride for sure. I think we could have we did get instances of his prior love relationships that unfortunately have all perished. Especially Love Quinn. I think we could have benefited by seeing her a little more. I think she did a remarkable job in season 3, and if you haven't seen it, please see it. It is such a great season. But I just felt like, I don't know, like something was a little lackluster. So yes and no. I mean, again, if you want to continue the whole you adventure and roller coaster ride, then please stream it. It's on Netflix right now. But it did feel a little bit of a letdown, and it's not necessarily correlated to, like I said, the sex. It's just something was just kind of missing, and maybe because of all this baggage. And then yes, our Paris Hilton, I forgot about that coupling, the Paris Hilton and the very handsome partner, her partner had a fetish. There was a fetish, and not that it made for really great comical relief between those two, but I think they have a fallout when, we're revealed that her mate was really just after her for financial gain, and he meets his demise in one of the most jarring of ways. But I will again leave it up to you followers to watch it if you are interested in watching season 4, currently streaming on Netflix. So kind of like yay, nay, really up to you guys. But that's what I'll say. I hope you've liked this commentary. If you like what you see, give us a like. Leave us a comment down below. Did you enjoy season 4 of You? Have you watched it? Are you anticipating season 5? I believe they're taking back the story to New York. So we'll see. We'll see how that season 5 rolls out. Nonetheless, y'all, if you like what you see, if you like these videos, hit the subscription button and notification button so you can be alerted of my next DIY haul and review. And tell me, isn't it the cutest little thing? I put little bunny stuff and whatnot for Easter. We're blooming. It's spring, y'all. So let's play this out. And before that coupling, or especially the guy met his demise, Lady Phoebe and her Adam, I think his name is, They had gotten hitched. They all knew it was a mistake, but that's why the get up, y'all. Yes, I'm playing Lady Phoebe in her wedding, very what's the name of it? Hold on, Barbarella, kind of Pam Anderson a little bit, also inspired look, but nonetheless. And I'm missing the white